Good evening. We are going to talk about Aspergers. Thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion. You laugh. You laugh. Why? It was supposed to be serious. We're just going to go into the video. Let's move on. So, we are making a second video. By the way, I don't think The Undertaker has arrived. So, we're making another video, and it's on autism.
Aspergers specifically.
Asperger's specifically. And I don't think I made this clear in the last video. I didn't. Okay, but this is my mother. State your name.
Mom.
State your real name.
Darcy.
State your full name.
I will not be stating my full name.
Fine.
It is Darcy.
Yes. In this video, my mother will read off a common trait that is found in people with Asperger's, and I'm basically just going to give an example from my personal experiences or my personal life that can sort of correlate with that trait. Just to give an example of what it's been like for me personally. And again, people with autism are different. Like, you're not going to find people with autism that are all the same. So my personal experiences are, some of them may be similar to other people that are on the spectrum, and some of them may be completely different than other people on the spectrum. So, let's get into it.
Okay, let's do this. One-sided conversations and little ability for quote-unquote small talk.
I hate small talk. It doesn't really make sense to me. I don't really see the purpose in it. Like, how's the weather? How's your day? Like, I kind of understand how it could be a great way to get a conversation going, but 9 out of 10 times, I will use small talk in my day-to-day life, but that's only because over the years I've learned that you're supposed to do that. And I don't understand it, but I still do it because I'm like, oh, this is how you're supposed to start a conversation, so I guess I'll have to do it. But I hate it because after the small talk is over, where do we go from there?
Mm-hmm.
What are we supposed to say? I always get stuck. I get confused. I don't know where to go next in the conversation.
Well, it kind of goes with, communication is, this is another one, it states that communication is used for delivering information or requesting, not as a way of interacting socially. So there's a purpose in your dialogue.
Right.
Right. Okay. So that kind of goes along with that. All right.
What?
This goes along with the communication again. Okay. May respond poorly to changes, sensory stimuli, transitions, lack of structure, and restrictions.
Yeah. I mean, it is difficult for me to not accept change. Go away, dead man.
It's not dead man, it's your girlfriend.
It's not difficult for me to accept change per se, but it is difficult for me to go with the change.
So you like structure, right?
Exactly. I like structure. There are certain things that I'm kind of willing to compromise on, and then there are certain things where it's like, no, it has to be done this way, on this day, at this time.
It's funny you say that because the next one is rigid, inflexible, and rule-bound behavior.
I wouldn't say I'm rule-bound. I really don't...
No, I wouldn't say that, but being rigid, stubborn. We always used to say you were stubborn. That was a big thing. You're stuck. You're stuck. That was what we used to say to you, is that you're stuck.
Yeah.
Now we understand why.
Yeah. If I know the person well enough, it's easier for me to know when they're using sarcasm because I've known them long enough to know I've known them long enough to know what their mannerisms are like when they use sarcasm,
Mm-hmm.
I can notice the facial expressions that they use when they use sarcasm. But even then, there are still those times where I was talking to him about my band, and I was saying how when I put my ad up on Craigslist, I had said, these are the bands that I want to draw inspiration from, and this is the genre that I want to play. And they contacted me, we went and I practiced, and the genre of music they play is completely different to the genre of music that I want to play. Like I want to play like Epica and Lacuna Coil, Xandria mixed with like Disturbed and Avenged Sevenfold, and they want to play like Nirvana and Alice in Chains, which is it's good, it's good music, but it's not the type of music I want to play. And I was telling Dad this on the way home one week after practice, and he looked at me and he was like, that doesn't make any sense. He was like, why? He said, you made it clear what kind of music you want to play, right? I said, yeah. He said, so why would they contact you looking for a drummer for the music they play? He said, that's like if the Rev started a band and he was like, hey, I'm looking for a guitar player, and Garth Brooks showed up. And I looked at him and I was like, but the Rev is dead. Like, he couldn't do that. He's dead.
Oh, hypotheticals.
And
Yeah.
he was like, I'm just using it as an example. With my father, specifically, when he uses sarcasm, there's like an 8 out of 10 chance I will know for sure that he's using sarcasm.
Because 8 out of 10 times he is using sarcasm.
Yeah, but the thing is that the thing that always gets me when I'm talking with my father is when he uses examples, because I don't get it. If he says, well, just as an example, and then says it, obviously I'm going to be able to get it. But if he says it without saying this is an example, I'm going to think he's serious, and that happens more times than I can count.
Yeah. Now, is it more that it sucks for you because you're frustrated, or
Frustrated?
Frustrated.
There you go.
Or are you frustrated because people don't understand what you're thinking or what you're feeling?
I think it's frustrating for me because it's a little of both, but then again, which one it is depends on the situation.
Okay, so it's a little bit of both.
Right.
Okay. It's like the fingers and the
Yeah,
rocking.
I tend to do this a lot.
Yeah.
When I get
and
nervous.
you do this too.
I used to do.
You're doing that now.
I used to go like this.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
I don't know if I used to go like this or whatever.
And it's a soothing thing, right?
It is.
Okay.
For me, like I used to do that. I used to rock back and forth a lot, and I used to hate doing that because I would watch TV and movies, and they always portray the person as rocking back and forth. They always have like some sort of horrible mental disorder, like they're schizophrenic or they're in an asylum.
But even for me, like as a kid and even sometimes as an adult, if I'm really upset, I rock.
Yeah.
It is soothing.
It is.
Because you think about it, when you're a baby, what does your mom or dad do to soothe you, or your grandparent?
They rock you back and forth.
So yeah, so that is a soothing thing.
Yeah.
So that makes complete sense, most definitely, and I completely lost all of it. Oh, here we go. Superior ability to focus on favorite activity or area of interest. Example is spends hours mastering video games to the exclusion of other pastimes. Drumming. Drumming. Drumming.
Drumming.
Drumming.
Drumming.
Drumming.
Drumming.
Could spend hours. Even like just sitting there and thinking about it, even when you didn't have a drum set, you always had the drumsticks in your hand and you were constantly
going like this. Well, that was doing this. It was more to build up my speed, but
even so, like
yeah,
you would spend
like
hours.
A lot of drummers will sit there with their sticks and do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that was specifically attributed to the Aspergers.
Okay.
But
you never had those drumsticks out of your hand though. Ever.
No.
Ever. I swear you slept with them.
Actually,
you did.
I did.
You did.
I used to put them under my pillow.
Yep. That's true.
Yep.
That is true.
And then I started getting paranoid that maybe somebody would break into the house in the middle of the night, so I started having a pair of scissors under my pillow to defend myself if somebody was to break in. And nobody ever broke in, so I was like, oh, okay, I don't need them. but they were still fun.
Okay, so I think
And-
that covers a bunch of them.
Yeah,
So, because they all kind of intermix.
kind of. Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit.
So, if you want more information, we got this information from the Aspergers Society of Ontario. And I specifically did that because he's obsessed with Canada. Just saying. So you can put the link
Okay, down somewhere. Down.
down there.
What the hell?
And I just realized how big my nose is on this thing.
You just realized that?
Really?
I'm sorry, it was too easy.
Yeah, that's great. Payback.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to say bye, right?
No, we're just gonna shut this off.